Urgent Dallas Cowboys fans, do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel because here we bring you daily videos with the latest Dallas Cowboys updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey Cowboys Nation, welcome back to the channel, where today we're diving deep into a game that might just go down in the history books for the Dallas Cowboys. A thrilling, nerve-wracking, and emotionally charged Christmas showdown against the Washington Commanders. This wasn't just another regular season game. It was a spectacle filled with drama, resilience, strategic masterstrokes, and performances that will be remembered for years to come. And at the heart of it all was Dak Prescott, the man who once again proved why he's not just a quarterback, but a true leader, a clutch performer, and someone whose name is becoming synonymous with Cowboy greatness. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty details of this game, let's set the stage a little. The NFL in 2023 has been a roller coaster, with teams fluctuating in form, surprise victories, and some unexpected disappointments. The Cowboys, coming into this game, were already under a lot of pressure to secure their playoff spot, especially after a few inconsistent performances earlier in the season. But this game on Christmas Day was a perfect opportunity to show the league and their fans that they're still a force to be reckoned with. And boy, did they deliver. So what exactly happened? Well, buckle up because this game was packed with moments that kept us on the edge of our seats. It started with a bang, a highly competitive first half where both teams traded blows, each trying to establish dominance. Prescott, as usual, was the centerpiece, orchestrating the offense with precision, making plays that seemed almost impossible at times. His connection with C.D. Lamb was on full display, with the young receiver making spectacular catches, including a highlight reel-worthy touchdown that electrified the crowd and boosted the Cowboys' confidence early on. But let's not forget, the Washington Commanders weren't just going to roll over. Led by a stout defense and a disciplined offensive line, they challenged Dallas at every turn. Their linebacker core was aggressive, constantly putting pressure on Prescott, and their secondary did a good job of limiting the big plays. Still, Dak's resilience shone through. He managed to evade pressure multiple times, extending plays with his legs and delivering accurate passes under duress. His ability to stay cool in high-pressure moments is what separates him from many quarterbacks in the league. Now, here's where things get really interesting. As the game progressed into the second half, it was clear that this was going to be a tight contest. Neither team was willing to give an inch, and each scoring drive seemed to come with its own set of challenges. The Commanders struck first with a well-executed drive that culminated in a touchdown, putting them ahead. But the Cowboys responded swiftly, with Prescott leading a methodical drive that resulted in a field goal. The game was neck and neck, and every second mattered. And then came a turning point, a crucial interception by the Cowboys' defense that shifted momentum. Prescott, recognizing the moment, stepped up and responded with a series of gutsy throws, including a deep bomb down the sideline that set up a game-tying touchdown. The atmosphere was electric. You could feel the tension building. This game wasn't just about stats anymore. It was about heart, grit, and the will to win. But the real drama unfolded in the final quarter. With the game tied and just minutes remaining, Prescott showcased why he's regarded as one of the NFL's most clutch quarterbacks. With a calm demeanor, he led the Cowboys on a late-game drive that tested every ounce of their resolve. Facing a third-and-long situation, Prescott stepped up in the pocket, avoided pressure, and delivered a precise pass to C.D. Lamb, who made an incredible catch over the defender, a play that will be replayed countless times in highlight reels. That catch set the stage for what would be a game-winning drive. And then, with just under 2 minutes left, Prescott made history. In a moment of pure brilliance, he threw a decisive pass in the end zone, a tight window throw that only he could see. The ball found the hands of C.D. Lamb in the back corner of the end zone, sealing the victory for Dallas. The stadium erupted in cheers, and fans everywhere celebrated another Christmas miracle for the Cowboys. But let's step back for a moment and analyze what this game really means for Prescott and the team. This wasn't just about winning a game, it was about the statement it made. Prescott, who has faced his share of ups and downs in recent seasons, demonstrated once again why he's a franchise quarterback, showing poise under pressure, making plays that only a select few can, and inspiring his teammates to elevate their game when it mattered most. His stat line reflected this. Over 300 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and the crucial interception that he bounced back from with maturity and leadership. In terms of the team's overall performance, the Cowboys showed a mix of resilience and tactical discipline. The offensive line provided solid protection, giving Prescott the time he needed in critical moments. The defense, while challenged, held their ground when it counted, forcing turnovers and limiting the Commanders' big plays. Special teams also played a role, with a clutch field goal that kept Dallas in the game during a tense second quarter. All these elements combined to create a complete team effort, a hallmark of successful playoff contenders. Now, looking at the season as a whole, this victory adds a significant boost to Dallas's playoff aspirations. With this win, they now have a clearer path to securing a high seed, which could be crucial in the postseason. The NFC playoff picture is crowded, with teams fighting for positioning. But this kind of performance, especially against a divisional rival, can be a huge morale booster. It also reinforces the narrative that Prescott is peaking at just the right time, which is exactly what fans and analysts have been waiting for all season. Historically, Prescott's performances in holiday games have always carried extra weight. His record in Christmas Day games has been solid, and this game only adds to that legacy. Fans remember his clutch performances in high-stakes moments, such as last-minute drives and game-winning throws. This game, in particular, cements his reputation as a quarterback who can handle pressure and deliver when it matters most, traits that are essential in the unpredictable world of the NFL postseason. Comparing Prescott's performance with other elite quarterbacks, it's clear he's ascending into that upper tier. His ability to remain calm under pressure, make accurate throws, and rally his team in crunch time puts him in the conversation with players like Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. Although he might not always get the same media hype, moments like these remind us that Prescott belongs in that elite category. Beyond Prescott, the team's future looks promising. The offensive weapons like CeeDee Lamb are developing into reliable targets, and the offensive line continues to improve, providing Prescott with the protection he needs. Defensively, while there's room for growth, the team is showing resilience and a willingness to adapt. The coaching staff deserves credit for designing plays that maximize Prescott's strengths and for instilling a culture of resilience and grit. So, what's next for the Cowboys? Well, the focus now shifts to maintaining this momentum. The remaining games will be critical, especially against divisional rivals and teams fighting for playoff spots. Prescott's leadership will be put to the test, and the team will need to continue performing at this high level. The upcoming schedule includes some tough opponents, and the Cowboys will need to harness the confidence gained from this victory to keep their postseason hopes alive. In the wider NFL landscape, this game also had implications. It showed that Dallas is a team to be taken seriously, capable of winning tight games against tough opponents. The league is filled with talented quarterbacks and dynamic offenses, but Prescott's performance on this day demonstrated that he can compete at the highest level when everything is on the line. This game might also be a turning point for how analysts view Dallas's postseason prospects, especially if Prescott continues to elevate his game. Now, let's compare this victory with other notable games in Cowboys history. Remember the playoff runs of the '90s, or the memorable performances of players like Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith. While it's premature to compare eras directly, this game certainly adds a modern chapter to the Cowboys' storied legacy. It's a reminder that, despite some recent struggles, the team still possesses the talent, resilience, and leadership to contend for championships. And what about the fans? The energy in the stadium, the celebrations in the streets, and the social media buzz all point to one thing. This victory was more than just a win. It was a statement. Cowboys fans, known for their passionate support, are now riding a wave of optimism. Questions about whether Prescott can carry this momentum into the playoffs are already swirling, and the team's confidence is clearly on the rise. Looking ahead, the team has a lot to build on. The coaching staff will analyze what worked and what didn't, refining their game plans for the critical stretch run. Prescott's chemistry with CeeDee Lamb will be a focal point, especially given how well they connected in this game. The defense, which faced some challenges, will need to tighten up against more potent offenses. All these factors will determine how far Dallas can go this season. In terms of expectations, analysts are now more optimistic. Many believe this game proved that the Cowboys have the necessary pieces to make a deep playoff run, provided Prescott stays healthy and continues this level of performance. The narrative around Prescott, which has often been mixed, is shifting again. That clutch moment, that perfect throw, and his leadership under pressure are all helping to reshape his legacy. So, as we look to the future, what can we realistically expect? Well, if Prescott maintains this form, Dallas's offense could become one of the most dangerous in the league. The defense, with some adjustments, can become a formidable unit capable of shutting down opponents when it counts. The team's mental toughness, exemplified in this game, suggests they are ready for the postseason pressure. However, they'll also need to avoid complacency. The NFL is unforgiving, and every game on the schedule counts. In conclusion, this Christmas game was not just a victory. It was a showcase of Dallas Cowboys' resilience, talent, and determination. Dak Prescott's performance stood out as a beacon of leadership and skill, reinforcing why he's considered one of the league's top quarterbacks. The victory fuels hope for Cowboys fans, energizes the team, and sets the stage for what could be a memorable playoff run. As always, the NFL keeps us guessing, but one thing is certain. The Cowboys are back in the conversation, and Prescott is leading the charge. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this game? Do you believe Prescott's performance signals a turning point for the team? Are you optimistic about their chances in the playoffs? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Dallas Cowboys news. Thanks for watching. And as always, let's keep the Cowboy spirit alive.